Today is November the 13th, 2020. This is the Service Hero Show. 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. My name is Tamara Hunter, and I am your host. This is the show that shares inspiring stories of those that are inspiring others. So let's do this. Today it is my honor to have our service hero, Will Donato, with us today on this very special Friday. And let me share with you that this is a gentleman that I met a while ago and that I have just been absolutely inspired by in a number of ways. He's talented, he's kind, and he has a story that means a lot to so many, and he has the heart to serve. A true service hero. And he not only is the service hero, he gets others in his circle to be service heroes with him. And so I want to welcome you today, Will Donato.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love, this is a great way to start a weekend. So thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And you know, we have people coming in and we're going to say hello to them. We've got Barbara Beckley. Barbara, you're going to love this show. She is a big jazz fan. Barbara is, yes. Hello, Helene, our first ambassador of the chat for the Buddies. And you're going to love this show too. Thank you, Barbara. She's so sweet, I'll tell you. And it's so glad that you're with us, Sherry McQueen. Sherry, you too. I know you're a music fan. You're going to love it. We have, hello over there, Will. We have Carol Betterzins. Carol is one of our producers of the show, and she is she's letting us know that we are live on the E360 TV platform, and it is ever so important to us that all of you get your phones out. Make sure that you have the E360 TV app on your phone, all your smart TVs. You know where it is on the website, because we're going to be talking about why that is so important here soon. And let's see, I want to make sure that we've got everybody's chatting with each other, because you know we're a very fun-loving, very chatty crowd here, Will, that you joined.
I love it. I feel empowered already.
Well, good, because you know, you are a man that, well, let's just say you understand when it comes to TV, you understand when it comes to the streaming live, and you are a showman. You are a man that, well, let's just put it this way. This says it here. You're a number one Billboard artist and smooth jazz player. Plus, you've been in the industry for a few days, right? Wink, wink.
I have. I have. And you know what? Every day really, truly is a gift. I know that sounds like a Hallmark card, but that is my mantra over here. It really is.
And you have a reason. You connect with many of our buddies here in so many more ways than some do and understand, because we were talking right before we even went live in that you are preparing to help a group even this weekend because of the fact that you understand what it's like to hear those three words that too many hear and no one ever wants to. However, you know, you get that call saying, hello, we need to talk. We need to talk because something is not quite right. And you got that call a while ago. Why don't we talk about that?
You know, it's funny because it's sort of a guy thing. You know, we can have a softball-sized thing coming out of somewhere, and I didn't, but you know, you'll say to your guy or your husband, honey, I'm a little concerned about, oh, that's nothing, it's a fatty deposit. So
right.
it's a guy thing. But, I had a little lymph node thing going on, and my wife said, quit playing with that. So I went over to Eisenhower, where I live out here in La Quinta. You say Palm Springs sometimes because it's hard to quickly describe the geography. But the guy had a phrase, and I'll never forget it. January 20th, 2010, he just basically said, I have a concern for cancer. That's an interesting phrase. It's not a yes, it's no. And that started the journey before, let's just call it the surgery, literally right after tax day. The whole process, even till now, sitting with you has been a gift. When I do a show, if somebody comes up to me and says, my uncle or my brother is going through this, I'm engaged. I'm not fake listening. I'm really engaged. Beforehand, I used to tell my wife the cancer commercials from like City of Hope before I had cancer were my cues to go get a snack before the show started again. And now, I'm fully engaged, so definitely it's a journey.
It is a journey, and we have many of those that have been on this journey with us right now. And also we have Mikey Adam Cohen. You might recognize that gentleman.
That kid is talented, isn't he? Gee, that family is so artistic and lovely.
That's actually the family that's how I have met you, is through the Cohens. And I want to say thank you to Mikey Adam Cohen and Jack Cohen and Francis Cohen, all of the group, because, they're another hero service oriented type of a group of people that lead with their hearts. And nowadays, and that's why I've been starting the show off with the date, because, Will, there are too many people in this world right now that they're like, okay, when are we going to have whatever it may be happen? And when you've been through something like we have been through, those that have faced a diagnosis, faced something big in their life, many times it's like, well, you know what? Today is the present. Today is a gift. Yeah. And we need to celebrate today, no matter what color they say, we're living in right now, purple, red, whatever, polka dot, the day is today. And you said that it was the day after tax season. Oh, wow. Back in April 2010. So that's 10 years ago. And you were also sharing how here you are, a smooth jazz player. And, what type of cancer were you diagnosed with?
I had squamous cell carcinoma. It's so funny because, like Michael Douglas had it, and I hear a lot of folks having it. It's so funny because if you have something on your hand, and do you say, is this finger or is it hand? So I had throat cancer, but it was really on the tongue. And my father was so just devastated that his son was going through this. So he had some connections in Southern California. And I was introduced to some kind of older school guys that wanted to do scalpel and knife. And I didn't even bring up the fact that I was a sax player yet, but he's talking about like removing my tongue and grafting things and putting them on. And I finally realized, I even kept the cassette tape of this guy giving me the protocol to go through this. And I still play it for my father once in a while, like, listen to this. And I finally said, I do make a living playing a woodwind instrument, and I need my throat and my tongue. But, honestly, though, at that point, I just wanted to live. So if I had ended up having to play guitar or harmonica to express musicality, I would have adapted. However, I didn't want to lose my tongue, But, we ended up at the Mayo Clinic by a whole amazing set of circumstances. I was going to say something that kind of is macro to the whole trajectory. I have respect to this day for the people and the nurses and the pre-op and post-op people. I still every day, even if it's placebo, I do an inflammatory shake, anti-inflammatory, and it's just nothing out of the ordinary, but it's just, a nice anti-inflammatory shake. I kind of modify the ingredients now and then, but you know what, Tamara? It's my daily way of saying thank you. That because some people get this stuff and they think you just excise it out of the body, and then you can go back to eating pork rinds and Monster Energy drink, but I thought they put this care and time into me. I'm gonna still, because it's never out of my rearview mirror. And when I see friends on Facebook that are getting relapses, it breaks my heart. But I do have this thing called I call it my success shake. And I email it to people, and it's nothing that's expensive. You're not wedded to an expensive ingredient. So if you don't make it, you know how we are. Well, I won't make it today because I don't have my thing from Whole Foods. But it's all stuff we have around the house, believe it or not, like spinach and water. But sorry about this diversion, but
everybody's loving it, and so keep going.
It's respectful to continue to care for yourself after people invested a lot of time into you. And like a dumb guy, I'm like, hey, this is good for my success and my energy level. What? So your skin looks good from doing that shake, and but I feel like it gives me a little mind over matter when I do it. And I do it every day. If I'm on the road, I have little bags that I can kind of put into something like a Starbucks green tea thing, and I can sort of improvise. But, and I do cheat. I'll have a pizza and a burger. Don't get me wrong. But if I have my shake, I know I sort of did something respectful. Does that make sense?
It does. And I'm glad you covered so many of those elements with us right now, because we have quite a few people that are totally, and I want to thank everybody that's watching this from social media, Facebook and YouTube, and then of course Roku and Apple TV and Amazon Fire TV, Android TV, all of the different platforms that we are streaming live on right now. And those that can be with us on social media, I'd love for you to be commenting. We do have many that are right now. And the fact that when you were saying that the rear view mirror, rear view mirror is something that not everybody understands that term until they understand that term. And we do. We can, however, this is one of the things that I love about what we are doing and why we're even here today and talking about, if you will, love. And the tour of love and what you're doing with your music and everything. Oh, we've got some more showing up and loving it. And is that our mindset, what you're talking about with the shake, those different outside intentional items can make a huge difference in the way that we show up to our day and also our general health. And that is a really big piece to going forward after you've been through such a diagnosis. And the fact that you are a musician, I love it, because the frequency of music is healing in itself. And there is something about, if you will, smooth jazz that I really didn't understand the differences of jazz. And maybe we can have just a little tiny lesson for a moment. Because when I first met the Cohens and they're like, oh yeah, we love jazz, we're into jazz, and I had a completely different view in my mind. Oh yeah, I was there in New Orleans, and I'm really just like, okay, yeah, I'm loving it. And then I go to my very first smooth jazz event and I'm like, oh, this is a little different than I thought, and oh, I'm really loving this. I am. So can you explain to us, for everyone that may not know, what is the difference in the jazz family between traditional jazz, or what is it called, upright jazz, or and then smooth jazz?
Straight ahead.
Okay.
Well, I love your comments about engaging with smooth jazz, because what I like about smooth jazz, it it's really a sense of community and family. You probably see the Coens like, hey, Bob, how you doing? And the musicians come over and hug Jack, and they know him. They know him very well. You know, I sometimes when my daughter was growing up, and, you know, kids, they shed a band every 3 months. Oh, I'm not into Maroon 5 now. You know, now I'm into Green Day. You know, a lot of us, I've had the same kind of core following my whole career. And the guys that I admired, you know, like a Kenny G or a David Sanborn or a Dave Koz, they've had this wonderful support group of people that love them for 30 years, and they don't go away. They are loyal, and they'll go with each one of their release. So that's something different. And Jack Cohen says this a lot. This is probably one of the only forms of music where you can go see an artist that's on the poster and actually touch him or talk to him after the show. Where if you and I go see Michael Bolton or, you know, Michael McDonald, we probably can't get back there. You know what I mean? And you can see on every one of these shows, it's a real, which is right up my alley because I love people. I love engaging. If you tell me there's a meet and greet, that is not a sharp stick in the eye to me. That's a woo, a meet and greet. I'm there. You know, it's yeah, it's like you are. You know, it's a personal format. So the difference in the jazz is, well, I like to say smooth jazz. It's not all smooth and it's not all jazz. Right. I feel like the smooth jazz genre, you know, it's taken a beating too. You know, it's, you know, people like to joke about Elevator, but you know, the things I'm involved in are so far from Elevator. It's funny. You know, it leans a little R&B now. It has a little nice groove to the music. You know, there's some slow songs. Straight ahead jazz is more improvisational. The guys may just show up and play a song for 20 minutes. Me personally, I play smooth jazz, but I really love straight ahead too. You know, I could go with a friend to LA and sit there and watch them play literally a 30-minute song and just be enamored and engaged. But, you know, I think smooth jazz is very inviting because it's got elements of, you know, Motown, things that are pop, R&B. You know, I think it's inviting. And sometimes there's an overtone that you can dance to it. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a friendly format and accessibility. You know, I have this joke that music genres that do well have an associated costumery. So, you know, I
love it.
People that like reggae, you know, you and I, you know, you can go to a reggae concert. We'll put on our little hat and our tie dye, and like I like reggae. You can tell by my outfit. Or you know,
I got my dreadlocks on. Yeah.
Yeah, the Jimmy Buffett fans. You can tell a parrot head. You know, rockers have their thing. Smooth jazz does need an associated costumery. We don't really have one. That's probably the flaw that we have to propel it to more of a. But yeah, I'm just being silly. But I think about funny things like.
You know, silly is fun. And okay, so let's see. Sherry's saying love smooth, and Mikey's gotten her hooked, and she's thanking him for that. And then she's also saying yes, exactly, totally different artists. And so you know, I want to give an idea because I know that you have been talking about the fact that we've been both sharing about Jack. You and Jack have a show that you've been doing now for a while. Therefore, until COVID, you would go actually into LA, and you would go live there, correct? And let's talk about that.
You know, it's funny because, well, first of all, when I first met Jack Cohen, I was playing as a sideman for an artist at the Temecula Winery, which is such a perfect venue. There's, you know, beautiful people like yourself just there to enjoy it. The ambiance is crazy cool. And I was just, my tail was wagging. I was driving the back way from Palm Springs to Temecula. I had my iced coffee. My tail's wagging. I'm with a really wonderful artist. So we do the show, and I see Jack out in front with his half glasses and taking pictures. And I just looked at Jack, and I thought, I don't know who that guy is, but if he's part of this whole circuit, I like that guy, and I know and I said to myself, I don't know why, but we're going to be really good friends. And then after the show, he came up to me and said, I do a show called Smooth Jazz Live, and could you do a shout out? And I still kind of didn't know even what that meant. So I went, okay, hi, good to see you.
You want me to talk louder, huh?
Yeah. I never told him that, but I never knew what a shout out was. I didn't know if I was supposed to go, you know. But you know, I thought, I don't know who this guy is, but he's, you know, what I love about Jack Cohen, he's a curator's curator. That guy curates, and he doesn't have a dog in the fight. He does it for the love of music, and he'll call me during the day sometimes and just talk about, hey, Will, have you heard the new thing from Jeff Ryan, a sax player? And he'll talk to me about it, and it's just, you know, how often do you get somebody just calling with something lovely instead of, you know, my boyfriend looked at me funny, you know, or my girlfriend looked at me funny. And he just talks about passionate stuff, and not even to mention his skill set and his, I mean, he's just an amazing person. But when we went to LA, I have to be honest, he is kind of pulling me into this whole virtual format, but I used to love the drive to the valley, and I know that's far, and my buddies just give me so much crap about driving there. But you know what? When you drive to do something you love, and you're going to see your friend, and then the guests are going to come in, and just like we chatted before the show, it was fun to talk to the guests before the camera went on, because we were all together before COVID.
Right.
And then it went on, and then you know, my humor is a little more nuancey sometimes. I can lean over to a guest and whisper in their ear and go, you know, you're messing with perfection or something, you know. So the virtual format, I still feel like that guy in the 80s, Max Headroom sometimes, you know.
And you are great. I've seen you I've seen you live with an audience and with people, and when you're interacting with them and stuff, you are talented and you have a real funny side to you. I mean, you know, I've heard the stories of them. I'm going to play something real quick. It's just a little, your intro for the show. I want people to know what show we're talking about.
It's Inside the Music with saxophonist Will Donato and co-host Jack Cohen. We bring you renowned recording artists and musical guests from around the globe, featuring live, in-studio performances from our very special guests. We broadcast live in stunning HD video. Thank you for tuning in to Inside the Music.
Oh, that brings. I wrote that theme music. That's my friend Roberto Valle and Tony Moore on drums. They're so darn good.
Well, you know, that's the thing about everything that I have seen with all of you. Everybody is so good at everything, and the collectiveness, and that when you were saying about the family feel, the fact that this, you know, your fans, your family. I'm going to not call them fans. I'm going to call them a family, extended family. They stay with you. They follow you. They're devoted. And that's the thing that I also love about this group. And in truth, many of them, and thanks to Jack, thanks to you, are going to be joining the Tour of Love. We'll be talking about
I love that. I love that.
Thank you.
I love that.
And you mentioned it before we went live too, is that you are alive. You're alive, and you were able to get in to one of the best clinics, one of the best hospital chains, if you will, not chains, but you know, you really, you find out about Mayo Clinic, and you know, my grandmother actually worked at the Mayo Clinic a long time ago, the original one in Minnesota, and she always had such a, you know, respect for their view and the way that they went about things. And so then you really study what they're all about and how they are cutting edge, and they are about the patient. They're about the best care that you can actually get. And I know a lot of people that have been to, since we're from the Southern California area, many that have gone over to the Phoenix Mesa area, or they're in that area and they've received care. And, and it's not my stand on what type of care anybody goes for, with our nonprofit. We believe you need to believe in whatever you choose for your treatment. However,
amen on that.
However, when you believe in a group, like I believed in my group, and so I'm here. You found a group that you could believe, and you went forward with them, and you were sharing about how it was a positive experience for you, correct?
Oh, you know what? I feel lucky that this presented itself in my life. I know that's a funny way to embrace cancer, but it really gives you a sense of purpose. And I don't know how I got it, so I always have to think this could be my swan song today. I don't, I'm not being melodramatic, but I don't know how I got it, so I don't take any chances. So, I don't have any regrets, and I sort of approach life like that as well. I go full tilt without looking manic, of course, but and then like when we spoke, I'm listening, and it's funny about entertainment too. I don't really entertain, I celebrate. I know that's that's a technology word, but it's never all about me and my gear and my thing. I really celebrate, and I like to set up circumstances where people get celebrated, and that's really important to me. I spot some in the audience that's maybe not getting a lot of love, if you're able to, with a decent sized crowd, and I go over there and I let them know that I see them and they're important to me, and that's a big part of my my protocol.
Yeah. And I've heard stories of your protocol. I mean, they've been kind of notorious stories, like you'll go up and yeah. Well, let's just say I've heard how you've had fun. Someone may be dancing and they may be dancing with someone else, and then all of a sudden they're dancing with you, or it might be whatever. However, it's in good fun, and we need.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and I should qualify that. I don't want anyone to think I'm being salacious, but you know what? I'm very conscious too when I'm with couples, even when you're strutting around in a red velvet jacket with a saxophone, you're pretty flashy. Although if there's a couple, I'll look at the guy first, and if he gives you that go ahead, then I play to them or the lady, and then he gets the credit, that sax guy, and then she looks at him. Yeah, it's so you always have to be respectful, and
oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And some of my friends, my younger friends, they'll think, oh, you go out and play to the ladies. Well, look closer. I don't play to what people would deem the obvious candidate. I go to people that look like they don't get a lot of love or attention, or they maybe look like they're having a rough day. And I'm literally not going out there to pull focus. I'm going out there because when you have a wireless and an instrument, you can bring that little bell right close to somebody. So you're bringing the music to them. You're not going, hey, look at me. It's real subtle, but it means everything to me. It really does. Yeah, it's subtle, but I like to take the music and get it to somebody close, because we have that technology now. You don't want to overdo it because you belong on the stage, because people paid money to see you up there. But you know what? I have so much fun, and I am a stand-up comedy fan, so I feel like I get stage time too sometimes to do fun things, and I like to surprise people too. I saw someone in your field, a really dynamic consultant, and he got up there and he pulled out an easel, and he whispered to me, watch this, I make $15,000 a presentation. So he gets out there and he pulls a big easel out and he paints a circle and a dot, and he goes, thank you, folks, that's my show. And I go, wow. And what he did, he said, I'm just taking control of the audience to show that I'm not afraid by being so preposterous. But he literally comes out and he whispers in my ear. He goes, I make $15,000 for these speeches. And it turned out to be a great speech. But first he comes out and paints this big circle that meant something later and puts a dot on it. And he goes, thank you so much. That's my presentation.
I love
I thought, wow. So that kind of stuff where you let the audience know I'm confident we're going to have fun together. Don't worry.
Exactly. And that's the thing that comes across with you. And that's one of the reasons that I was so excited to have you here. And I want to show now a video. Okay, guys, I know you've been waiting. So let's do this. I want to show you have a newer clip that's just come out, right?
A brand new CD, and again, friends like Jack Cohen and Robert McLean and Adam Leibowitz. The thing is on a bestseller on Amazon, and these guys that are my friends that work with me I have high energy. I can go toe to toe with anybody all night and drink coffee, but these guys, they make me look like a tortuga. These guys are a turtle. Robert McLean and Jack Cohen, these guys and they're both so charming, and they're probably hearing this for the first time, but I literally have to stay in shape to keep up with these guys, and I'm high energy for real. Yeah.
Yes, and now I know both of them, and I have to say I agree with you 100%. And they both are so wonderful, such great hearts. Okay, we're gonna share this, and I am going to be very excited to hear about it afterwards. Okay.
You are the sweetest for showing that. Thank you so much. So
Oh, it was my pleasure. Oh my goodness, it was my honor, in fact. So elevate. I first of all, I love scenery and everything. Now, was that done close to where you live, or where did you actually film that?
That's Joshua Tree, and
Wow.
it's so. And you know what? We didn't even do. There's more in there. There's lakes with. I mean, you really look like you're on an alien planet when they get really crazy. And there's one spot where they have these cool, like something you'd see in a rock video, an old rusted truck and like a gas station-y kind of thing. And, it's funny. I love Sedona, and I just love that kind of serenity. And I actually have a show with COVID and everything. I have a show in Sedona, December 28th and 29th, and I just can't even wait. But that was in Joshua Tree, and it was really a great day. And
it's
Jack
beautiful.
Cohen. Yes. Well, you can get my album on Amazon, and I'm just really proud of. It's an album of all friends, not just hired guns. They're all friends.
And you were saying something about Jack Cohen.
Oh, Jack Cohen did the video.
He's so good at that.
I know he really is.
He is so good at that. I'll tell you, he sent me something over this morning. He's like, "Okay, Tamara, did you get it yet?" I'm like, "No, I can't wait to look though." And as soon as I got off the phone with him, I'm like going and I'm watching it over and over, and I'm putting it on my bigger TV because I want to see it bigger, because he has a real talent.
He really does.
Shout out to you. A shout out to Jack Cohen. Wink, wink.
I know.
Shall we shout out together?
I know. I call him the Jackinator, like the Terminator. I call him the Jackinator. You know what? I just, because we're in the people business. Even counting the wonderful audiences, I've known so many nice people, and Robert McLean and Jack Cohen are they're just unbelievable. I feel like an overthanker. They'll just send me the simplest things to them, but I'm like, thank you. Okay, I got it. Thank you. I just want to make sure they know I freaking appreciate it,
Well, I want to add to the thank you myself, because you,
I know.
and thank you because you have joined the Tour of Love, and I really want to have a shout out on that, because I know that it is in your heart to serve those that are affected one way or another by that 6-letter word that we're kicking the power of it to the curb. We're saying no more. You don't have the power anymore, cancer. You're out of here. You're out of here. And we collectively can do something about it. You have been doing so much for so many, and I want to shout out, as the service hero that you are making a difference out there, and collectively others gathering together. And you not only said, yes, I'm all in. You recruited Robert to be in too. So he actually met with our team yesterday, and I want to say thank you. Oh,
isn't he awesome?
Amazing.
You know what I love? He's the kind of guy that if you're in your car, and we all have so many moving parts. If an Imagineer like yourself, maybe we should make the word tour of love. The word tour should be bigger. Hey, Robert, the minute you arrive home, everything is fixed and ready, and it's ridiculous. And his skill set, I can sell Robert pretty great, but I feel like I still don't describe his skill set enough, because it's amazing. I mean, and he's soft spoken. When you're real verbal like myself, he just takes it all in, and he's also really fun to hang out with. He's just a gentleman, and people just love him and being around him. And we went to Spaghettini's together, and we just sat and we had so much fun. And he's an amazing, and Jack as well.
Everyone that is listening right now, I really hope that you're seeing the heart of this collective family, of this collective genre of music, but it's more than that. It's the people that are within it, the heart that comes from it, and it comes out through the music. You can hear it, you can feel it, and I think that that is a lot for myself as someone newer to the industry and newer to the smooth jazz, and I love music in general. I really absolutely do, and to be able to feel it in your heart. Close your eyes. Sometimes when I'm at an event or I'm listening to it, I'll be watching inside the music and I just close my eyes sometimes. And I don't want to close them too long because I want to be able to comment. However, because that's fun too. However, with that said, closing your eyes, breathing it in, you can feel it to the cellular level. And when you really know that there is healing power in the frequency of music and the love that it comes from, because listen to, guys, are you not hearing it in Will's voice and then seeing it? And Jack, thank you for being here. he's Elevate, available on Amazon.com. Absolutely. And Will is playing at a cancer event this weekend. Yes, Q Will. Let's talk about that. And actually, let's talk about that after one more video. I'm going to share a video, and it's about the organization that we have with the buddies. However, it really transcends all of the nonprofits, all of those out there, because that's what we're building with the buddies and what the Tour of Love is all about. And what we collectively are building is a hub that all will be able to join together to make a difference out there. And so I'm going to share this video, and then we're going to talk about this weekend's event. Let's see here. Let me just there we go.
Life is so fragile, and we're constantly reminded just how fragile life can be, especially when we or a loved one is told we have cancer. Cancer survivor myself, I can tell you, we still feel very alone in this journey.
There's a study that's been showing that patients who are socially isolated have a worse prognosis, have a worse outcome than patients who are socially interconnected.
Buddies for Life is a non-profit cancer support group for those whose life has been impacted by cancer. We'll match you with the perfect buddy. Humor, hope, heart, and hugs.
Humor, hope, heart, hugs, and a whole lot of love.
We're offering you a free membership, so please sign up today. Share this with your friends and family, and support this community in every way you can. No one should face cancer alone.
I am a Chemo Buddy for Life.
We are a Buddies Network.
No one does cancer alone.
Be a buddy.
And we are all here for you as a community of love.
We are Chemo Buddies for Life.
And if you've heard 3 words, you have cancer, for yourself or someone else, you belong with us at Chemo Buddies for Life.
Healing through connections.
That's so great. I'm tearing up on just the whole presentation. It's, it's really impactful to have family around you. I tell my friends that get diagnosed, I said, you got to prepare for battle and get your team ready. You can't just, keep having a Snickers bar and a non-nutritive sandwich. I said, you're freaking going into battle. You got to be ready, and you got to have your shield and your family. You're in a serious battle. If you don't, you can't beat it.
We have some of our buddies. They're allergic to it. They're saying.
I love that.
and I'm allergic. It's like they're playing around. I got it. Can't wait to listen to it. Well, there you go. I love Sherry. Sherry, woohoo! Yes, you're right, and that is why all of us collectively saying, okay, no more. We are your family. We are your buddies. We are making a difference together. And you going out this weekend, let's talk about that. Where are you going to be And what are you going to be supporting?
I want to say, with everybody right now in life, your viewers and yourself and the people we've talked about, everyone has so many moving parts right now, and I see that, and it's my heart is just amazed that people can contend with all this stuff. But as a performer and an artist, I never, if I don't have a conflict, I love doing benefits. I will avail myself. We used to have a series in the desert, the Gardens concert, and every night was devoted to a different charity. And it was such an honor to, like when I found out what charity would be mine, I was just so excited. And I had to chuckle, though. I've had a couple friends, they get the concert at the Gardens, and, you got to be more selfless. And I called my friend up. I go, what's your charity? A charity? I said, you dummy, you can't go to the concert and not know what your charity is. You're going to look like you're self-indulgent and the center of the universe. I go to those things. I pre-promo the charity. I know who the principals are for the charity. I talk about, but I mean, it kind of amazes me that you're playing at a charity benefit and you don't even know what the charity is, I know there's a lot of center of the universes right now in life, but I ain't one of them. It's important to be, you got to be cognizant of the world around you. So that's a little chuckle I get, but I always try to avail myself to benefits, especially my mom had Alzheimer's. I've done the Alzheimer's walk in the desert as long as they've had it. I might have missed the last one because I think there was rain or something, but I love when I see the email, it's not like, oh gosh, I might have to commit to something. It's like, ooh, I can't wait. And this weekend I'm doing a cancer awareness. There's a beautiful venue, a young couple owns it at Bobby's in La Quinta. And we're doing that sort of drive-in, sit-down style thing.
Oh, how fun.
So I've not done the drive-in yet where they honk if they like you.
But you know what? You wonder if anybody's going to have one of those, oh, guys.
Yeah. I like that. You know what? But, I'm already excited just the fact we get to do that, and then it's just a good thing. It's called paying it forward. And yourself, you're curating people like myself to come on, and I love curators. People that curate have my heart. It's just a beautiful thing to do in life. A lot of musicians, the promo is so, here's what I'm doing now. Look what I'm doing. I just did this. The small fraction that actually curate another friend is startling sometimes. It shows confidence that you can say, hey, this other saxophone player is wonderful. Go check them out. It just seems natural to me because my family was that way. They're all in healthcare, but it's important to curate others. It's just the way. It's a good way to live life.
And the way that you are serving others, that is why this show has been created, is to be able to highlight those that oftentimes are the first to be, like you said, you look forward to the email coming. You look forward to it. You don't dread it. You look forward to it. If you can be there, you're the one to raise your hand and say, I will be there. And yet, oftentimes, those that are the first to be there are the last to say that they have been there and that they are serving and that they are the first to actually get in line and say, how can I help you? Because oftentimes a servant's heart is one that serves without thought of self, without thought of saying, okay, what's in it for me? No, because then that's counterintuitive to what a true servant's heart is all about. And that is why this show was created, because of the fact that more than ever, we need to hear of those that are out there serving others, because it inspires the good. We can turn on TV and we can get plenty blasting at us of the other stuff. And you can turn anywhere, and I'm not going to go there or what it would be.
No.
Anything. You can just turn it on and boom, it's at you. However, because the real true servants with the true servants' hearts are not out there shouting from the rooftop, "Hey, I'm serving humanity." No, that's not happening much. However, we need to hear it because that inspires others. Because, Will, you and the way that you go about your life, truly, you are an inspiration that others are going to say, that Will Donato, you know what? Anytime I've called upon him, anytime I've emailed him, anytime there's been an opportunity for him to serve, he not only serves, he gets his friends to come along with him. That is a true service hero. And that is exactly, Will Donato, who you are.
There's a special spot. There's a special spot where paying it forward meets random acts of kindness. And that part where that joins is a pretty magical spot. Paying it forward and that spot, random act of kindness, where they meet is a magical place to be. It's a really beautiful spot.
Yeah.
That's a
and
nice
I have a feeling that's the spot in which you live.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, thank you for having me. And I am just what a great way to start the weekend. And I really enjoyed this so much.
You are, I'm enjoying this. Okay. Thank you, Will. An honor to meet you today and get to listen to your music. Love and light. Lori McNeil, love you. Our dear service hero, Lori. Yes, I agree. And you know what? I'm going to share just one more quick little video about the service or the tour of love. And it's one of our sponsors. Just a little bit of fun. So guys, here's a little promo for the tour of love.
I am Gloria Grace Rand, and I am the host of the Live, Love, Engage podcast, and my heart is with the Tour of Love because I just joined it, and I urge you to join us as well.
Oh, I love that music. That music is awesome. Oh my gosh.
It's like groovy fun is what
I love it. You know what,
so
Tamara,
you have some groovy fun.
I wanted to offer for folks that are tuning in, I've got a brand new CD that's already slated on Amazon. But if somebody wants to email my website, it goes to Squarespace, it goes to Robert McLean. Just say, "Hi, Will, I saw you on the show." I will send them a single download from another CD that I think will be really empowering. So if anyone's tuning in that wants some music, just go to my website, put your email there. It's really easy to just come say hi, and I will get the downloads out over the weekend, and it's my pleasure.
Oh,
I got some
how
surprises.
wonderful.
I got some stuff that hasn't been released too, some secret stuff. It's good.
Okay, guys.
So just say hi. I was watching the Tamara Hunter Service show, and where's my download?
Please. Come on, guys. And so we are going to be getting together. You are going to be joining us on the Tour of Love. So excited. And all of you, it is going to be streaming. We are the next Jerry Lewis Telethon. Wink, wink. Absolutely. We are going to be educating, entertaining, and inspiring everyone. And we are going to change the way cancer is done. And we're going to do it through the frequency of love. Thus, the Tour of Love, a really groovy.
I want that mug. I love it.
Okay, well, we'll just have to get you a mug. And so, yes, thank you very much, Jack Cohen. I appreciate it. So there you go. There is Facebook. So Will Donato Sax. And we are going to be joined this next week. Okay, guys, next week, I'm going to ask for a little bit of love on, I actually have a book that's coming out that we worked on it a couple of years ago, and we are having it coincide with the Tour of Love because many of the stories are stories of survivors of cancer that are inspirational, and it's called Mastering Our Mountains, and they were kind enough to put my name on the front. It is a collective book, one of those chapter situations, and we want it to become a bestseller. So next week, Monday and Wednesday, we are going to be working on that. So Wednesday, save it in your date that we're going to make that book a bestseller. And then I'll be signing them as giveaways during the 36-hour event. How fun, right? Inspiring stories that are going to help people to realize that they too can conquer and master their mountain. And so put that in your calendars also, because we've got a lot of really exciting things coming up for you guys. So 2020 truly is the Tour of Love. We are kicking off a tour that we're going to take into next year, and we're going to change the way cancer is done together. Will Donato, you are absolutely a service hero. I am so thrilled that you were able to spend this Friday time with us. And everyone,
I enjoyed it.
I'm glad. Everybody enjoy his music. Please go support Will. He supports everyone else. Let's support and share the love with Will Donato and support. I am going to, just like you, Sherry, I'm going to go get that today too. Okay, let's have you guys comment. See who else does. See you soon. See you on Monday. See you later.
Thank you, guys. Have a beautiful weekend.
Bye.